Good morning, good morning, good morning. Whew, it's Wednesday, October the 4th. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Fall is here, fall is here. Yes, it is. Just give it a few minutes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and if some more people decide to come in, they can just pick up from wherever I am or see it on the replay. I'm excited to be here this morning again and just share a few things that are on my heart. And yeah, we can carry on from there. But today, I want to talk a little bit. Last week, I was heading to work, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, "Wow, I'm tired." And when I said that, I heard the Lord say, "Your job is an assignment." Your job is an assignment, and that's been playing in my head all week. Your job is an assignment. And I thought back to when I first started doing hair, and I think I've said it before, but I ain't want to. I ain't want to do that. I would have just felt better with a job and just kept on going. But anyway, I thought about how I started doing hair. And I was in a one-bedroom townhouse, and this girl asked me, and I remember it so clearly, asked me if I could create this ponytail that she wanted. And I was like, yeah. I had never done anybody. Well, I had done some people at home from where I'm from, and I had done my kids, but I had never done like anybody outside of that. So I was like, yeah, I can do it. Show me a picture. And she showed me a picture of what she wanted, and I did it. I did it. I just looked at it and I did it. I cut it the way that it was supposed to be cut. It was back during the WAP, asymmetricals and all this other stuff. And the bob ponytails and all that. And I did it. And from there, her sister came. And from there, another lady came. And from there, another lady came. Because they had seen this one ponytail that I had did. And I had started creating different types of ponytails, and I didn't know that at the time, God was cultivating a gift that he had put inside of me. And I just kept doing it. I think they gave me $15, for those ponytails. And I kept on and it just grew. So, needless to say, I kind of outgrew that 1-bedroom townhouse, and I moved to a little bigger place for me and my kids. And people were just lined up my stairs, just waiting for me to do their hair. And I think by that time I had went up to $25 for a hairstyle. And I started doing relaxers and all braids, all this other stuff. My cousin kept me in braids, doing braids for her. And finally she said to me, you probably want to get a license with all these people in your hair and in your house. And I was like, why? I don't need a license. I'm not going to do this. She was like, I don't know what you're talking about because you're already doing it. And it's funny to think about it now. She was like, fool, you better go get you a license so you can get out of your house and get into a building where you can start working and people can come to you and really pay you to do what you're doing. And I so appreciate my cousin now for telling me that, because then I couldn't see, what was happening. But over the years, I've met so many people. Some have become family, some have become friends. Some have were pretenders, all kind of people. Thousands of women have come through my salon, with me working. And when God spoke, your job is an assignment, that very same day, I went to work and a client had came in, and she had just found out, that her husband, her mom, and her dad, in a span of a week, had all found out they had cancer. And my heart just went out to her, and I prayed for her because I wanted her to know, that God got her, and God is watching out for her. And he's going to keep her through this process that she's going for. And he's going to get the glory out of it. But yeah, and then that same day, or it was the next day, another client came in with an issue. And I was like, okay, I see what you're saying. And so many people, we don't understand that the job that we have or that we're on is an assignment, that God is cultivating something inside of us to bring that out, because he wants to use that. And we are so busy trying to get off that job or leave that job or change that job. Yes, some will move around and some will not. Some people so anxious to be entrepreneurs, and everybody can be an entrepreneur, but everybody's not called to entrepreneurship. And if you're doing it thinking that, I can move however I want to move, no, you can't. You have to move more, actually, when you're an entrepreneur. But just thinking about that, I said, I'm going to come on and talk about that today and see, if I can possibly shed some light on your job being an assignment. I thought about Joseph, and all that he went through to get to where he was, and nobody appreciated him. He was beat up. He was thrown into a pit. He was ostracized by his brothers. Nobody wanted to have any dealings with him. They thought he thought more of himself than he was. All kind of things. And it came to be that he became second in command to Pharaoh. And he was put in that place by God to save his family from famine. Because if you think about it, Joseph is in the bloodline of Jesus Christ. And Joseph was put there specifically to save his bloodline, or save the bloodline of Jesus Christ. And, you know, the whole time I thought, you know, I was running from God, or doing things that, you know, were not God-like, or however you want to say it. The whole time he was cultivating something in me, a gift in me that he wanted to later bring out of me. And I couldn't see it. I was running from it because I was afraid. I didn't know what that looked like. And I was like, I'm not doing that. You know, I was quick to say, I'm not doing that, because if it didn't look right to me, I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing it. But the whole time God was drawing me closer to him. He was drawing me closer to what he had created me to be. And I couldn't see that. And with him telling me that my job is an assignment, all these years I've tried to not do hair. I've tried not to do hair. I didn't want to do hair. I tried not to do it. You know, I have taken breaks from hair, tried not to do it, but every time I would end up right back doing hair. And just like that, my clientele would just go off the chain. It would just increase like overnight. Like one person would hear that I was back, and the whole chain of people would just start coming back. And I would use my social media, you know, to let people know that I was back doing hair. But all the things that Joseph went through only brought him to a point where he was second in command, where he could save his family from destruction, from hunger, from famine. I also this morning, as I was studying, and I was reading in Matthew 4, you know, after Jesus had been tempted by Satan, and when he told Satan to get away from him, and the angels began to minister to him and bring him food, that he learned that John the Baptist had been put in prison. And once he heard that John the Baptist had been put in prison, he began to do his assignment, his job, which was to go tell people about God and what was to come. And it was almost like, you know, people started seeing and hearing of him. Like the first two people he came to was Simon Peter and his brother. I can't think of his brother's name right now, but it's in Matthew 4:18-20. You can look it up if you want to. Him and his brother. And he told them to, you know, put down their nets and follow him, and he would make them fisher of men. And all this kind of, it coincides, because that's really what God wants for us. He wants us to go to people and talk to them and share God's love with them, because we may be the only light that people see. People may not always see, you know, what Christ really looks like. They see judgmental. They see people putting, you know, shunning them, or snurring their nose up to them, or anything like that. And that's not God. That's not God. Jesus hung out with the sinners. He hung out with people who needed healing. He knew his assignment. He was clear on what his assignment was. It has taken me a lot of years to get clear on what my assignment is. And now that I partially know, because we'll never know the whole story, and now that I partially know what my assignment is, I can do it with ease. So to say, it's not easy, but I can do it with ease because I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And it was something else I had thought about. It just slipped my mind. But anyway, Jesus had next, he had came to two more brothers. I didn't write their names down. But he had came to two more brothers, and he told them to put down. They were with their father Zebedee on a boat, and he told them, put down your nets and follow me, and I'll make you fisher of men. He told them the same thing, because that's the mission that we are on. You know, people come in there for a reason. There is a sound that comes from us that only certain people can hear. People that are assigned to us can hear. And when they hear that sound, they have no choice but to follow it, because that's the sound they've been listening for. Because we were created before we ever went through our parents' womb. So God had already implanted certain gifts and certain assignments and certain things inside of us, so that we would know which way to go, how to follow, which path to walk on, what we're supposed to do. Yeah, I didn't really mean to talk about all this, but I guess this is just the way it's going. Because, you know, when you're on an assignment means a task, a duty, a job, a chore, or a piece of work to be done or assigned to someone as part of a job or a course of study. And I just think today that God is just really saying to us to, on our job, be the example. Be the light that people see. Be encouraging the people. Another thing too, I tapped on it last week, service. Joseph and Jesus both knew that they were servants. They were there to serve. Jesus served by teaching messages that God had given him to teach, healing sick, helping the blind to see, all these things. And he was clear on what he was supposed to be doing. When we get clear on what we're supposed to be doing, we don't have to chase a bag, because the bag will begin to chase us. We don't have to chase anything. It will begin to chase us. I remember just chasing, just doing everything to get noticed, and doing this and doing that to get noticed. And it was helping. I was getting noticed, but it was a lot of work, and it was so draining. It was so draining. But then when I stopped chasing and I surrendered everything, my money, everything over to God, Lord, I just got to get this business to you, because this is draining to me, and I can't do all this stuff. I can't work and handle all these things that I need to be handling. So let me just stop, and I'm going to surrender that to you. And when you show me which way to go, then that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. I surrendered my business, my money, friends, everything, family, everything. I surrendered it. Hey, you deal with that. If you tell me to do something, then I'll do it. If you don't tell me to do nothing, then I'm not going to do it. I had to surrender, because I can't be God for everybody. I'm not God. I can't do that. I can only give what he gives me. And that's it. That's it. So once you in business, realize that you're doing more chasing than you're allowing God to just bring it to you. Everything, you can draw things to you in what you speak, what you say, even your clients. God has specific clients that he wants you to meet, to deal with, to service. But you got to get the service part down. You are there to serve. You are not there to be high-minded or to think they come to do you a favor. They not coming to do you no favor. I mean, you'll get payment, but what's one payment compared to 20 payments when they can just keep coming? You're there to serve. You're there to serve. Your job is an assignment. It's either molding you into who you're going to become, or you're there to pray for people, You're there to talk to people. You're there to be nice to people. You have to be nice to people. And shampoo people's heads. Shampoo people's heads. Don't have people come in already shampooed. Shampoo people's heads. I keep repeating it over and over and over because I keep hearing it from people who are coming in. They won't shampoo my hair. I don't know what to do with it. This is what my hair looks like. Locks are coming in there and they haven't been retied for 4 and 5 months because they refuse to go back to a person. Customer service. We got to get back to customer service. We got to get back to showing people. People want the whole experience, salon experience. The experience of getting their hair done and sitting in the chair and being serviced. Being serviced. Making the person feel like they're the only person in the world right then while they're in your chair. People leaving and they refusing to go back. I'm all over the place from the notes that I had. I apologize for that. But I think this is really, it's just God reiterating what he's been saying. We got to get back to a mode of service. If we don't, we're not going to be able to keep any clients. If you need to learn something, get with somebody that can teach you. And don't wait for them to reach out to you. Reach out to them. Stop waiting. Stop waiting on people to reach out to you. And make the first move. You know, we so often think God waiting on us before he bless us. No. Think that we waiting on him before he can bless us. No, he waiting on us. We have to take the first step. Faith without works is dead. If you know you want to do something and it's not happening, then take the initiative and do it yourself. Step out. Step out. And take the first move. Take the first step. Take the first step. Don't wait for nothing to be handed to you. Go get it. Go get it. If you've been trying to contact people and they're not getting back to you, keep contacting them. Or look up other sources. Because there's more than one. There's more than one. You're waiting on somebody to reach out to you when they're waiting on you to reach out to them. Yeah. Be the example. I come on here because I want to teach about hair and locks, and there's nothing in here that I can't teach or you can't learn from me or anything like that. And that's not bragging or boasting. That's saying what it is. But I also come on here because I want people to know what God has done for me, because I didn't do this by myself. I didn't. I dropped the ball almost every time. I dropped the ball almost every time because I didn't want to. I had a plan for my life. I knew what I wanted it to look like, but I didn't realize that this was the path God wanted me on. And when I look back, this is the path that I've been on. Be the example. Your job is an assignment. It's an assignment. It's going to cultivate who God is calling you to be. Your job is an assignment. Your job is an assignment. Joseph was assigned to be second in command to Pharaoh. He had to go through everything he went through to get there, yes. But that was his assignment. And when he got there and he saw his family, he knew what his assignment was. Jesus came on the scene 12 years old and he knew what his assignment was because he was in the synagogue teaching at 12. He knew what his assignment was. If you feel like you're where God has called you to be, you're there for it. It's an assignment. He has something that he wants to reveal to you, unveil to you, cultivating you, take you higher. There are steps and there are dimensions that you'll go higher and higher and higher when you get to the point where he wants you to be. Yes, it may look small in the beginning. It may look like ain't nobody coming. But you got to ask yourself and pray and ask God, God, what are you trying to teach me here? What am I supposed to get out of this? Is this where you want me to be? Is this who you want me to be under? Because some of us, yes, this is what he wants you to do. This is who he wants you to, this is where he wants you to be, but that's not who he wants you to be under. If you know that you're assigned to a person and you know that that person is supposed to be teaching you what they know, get to them. Get to them. Get to them. If they're not reaching back out to you in the time that you think, keep doing it. When I want to learn something, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to ask questions and I'm going to make sure I stay in their face. I'm going to keep asking questions and I'm going to get it. Your job is an assignment. There's something that God wants you to know in your job. There are people that you're going to pray for. There are people that you're going to encounter that are going to become family and friends and lifelong clients. You might not know them nowhere but in the salon. But that can be a beautiful thing also. I don't... Your job is an assignment. Seek God and find out what he's calling you to do on the job you're on. And if you're in the wrong place, ask him to move you. If you're in the right place, ask him, what are you supposed to learn? But I'm not going to stay long. I just wanted to bring that tip. In fact, about 30 minutes is it. But, yeah, your job is an assignment. Be the example and be the light that people will see. Most of the time I don't understand why I come and do this every week, but I want to be the example that people see. I want to be the example. Most of the people I know won't see God unless they see it through me. And I have to make sure that I'm living a life the life that God wants me to live. That's not saying I'm perfect. That's not saying I talk holy from the third heaven all the time, because I don't. But my actions and my servitude tell you the type of person that I am. And I'm not telling you I'm the best person in the world either, because that's not true either. I'm just saying, be the example and be the light that people see, because people are looking for genuine people. They gravitate to genuine people. If you putting on a facade, that facade can only last for so long. Don't put on a facade. Don't fake and pretend with nobody. Be the example and be the light. Your job is an assignment. Most of the time, the things that we run away from are the very things that we're supposed to be doing. Yeah. But are there any questions? I'm so thankful that you joined me today on the live. I'll be back next week. I'm coming every Wednesday at 10:30. I'll be sitting right here. And I'm not going to keep you long because I understand most people are working. It kind of feels like I'm the only one off, but I know that's not true. But I find, when I'm posting a lot of micro lock pictures and videos, people love that. But when I talk about God, it's like people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear the truth. But you want to learn from me. If you want to learn from me, then this is what I'm teaching. How to have a closer relationship with God. How to let Him make and mold you into who He's called you to be. I didn't become Miss Kim just to become Miss Kim. I didn't do this by myself. I didn't have I would have went the other way, actually. I wouldn't have went this way. This wasn't a road that I thought about taking. I believed in God, yeah, but talking for Him, I had no intentions of opening up my mouth. But again, my job is an assignment. This is part of my assignment. Dig deep. Find out who you are. And find out what God is calling you to do on your job. Stop trying to run away from what He's actually planted you to. It can be for a day. It can be for 10 years. We don't know. It may be permanent. It may not be permanent. When I felt like I wasn't making the money that I should, I went and got another job only to end right back up where I was. Like, nah, I make money over here. They don't make money. And that was my whole thing. What was I making? But your job is your assignment. So, I'm going to go ahead and go if there are no questions. Hopefully we can start getting some questions going that I can answer, whether it's hair related or finding yourself or something about business. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. But yeah, just keep in mind today, your job is your assignment. And God is cultivating something in you on your job. Okay? Maybe those of you who are just joining can join the replay and go back and see what I was talking about. I was kind of all over the place and know where I meant to be. So, but I think it's exactly what God wanted me to share. So that's what I did. And again, be the example and be the light that people will see on your job. Because you never know who needs help or who needs somebody to talk to. You don't know who's on the verge of suicide. You just don't know. You don't know who's going through domestic violence. You don't know what people are going through today. And if we never give a helping hand, we never know. Be the example. Be the light. It don't matter who talk about you. Get used to it. Love it. Because when you blow up, people going to talk about you anyway. Don't worry about that. Be who God has called you to be. Your job is an assignment. Y'all have a good day, and I will see y'all next Wednesday at 10:30. Bye.